All right, everybody. Hi, we're back. My name is Nia. I am the founder of Mental Block. I am here with Tara Jew today. She is going to give us a little bit of a background, tell her story about her athletic career, what she's doing now. So I'm very happy to have her today. She's the first one for volume two. So excited to have her. So Tara, can you just tell us about yourself?
Yes, Nia, first of all, I'm so happy and grateful to be here. Thank you so much for having me. But hello, everyone. My name is Tara Jew, aka Just Jewett on Instagram. I am a full-time working professional in the technology field and an online fitness coach. And yeah, so excited to be here. And thank you so much for having me, Nia.
Oh my gosh, of course. Okay, so can you just kind of give us a rundown of how long you were an athlete and kind of your
Yes, the
transition?
whole 9 yards. So I grew up dancing from like ages 6 to throughout college. So I've been dancing for about like 15 years. My parents put me into dance at a very young age and continued to dance like throughout my college years, did dance team. I've competed in almost all categories. So jazz, tap, contemporary, and it was a huge factor that led me into my current passion of weightlifting and strength training. So I've been doing that for a few years now. And I feel like the dance mindset really led me into the gym mindset. So I have about 15 years of dancing under my belt and 4 or 5 years of the gym as well.
Okay, awesome. So heard you say you kind of were able to like take your mindset from dance into your athletic career, which is taking off. So can you kind of tell us about your athletic career, Jesus, yeah, your fitness career? Can you kind of tell us about your fitness career right now? Kind of what like gave you the motivation to start it? Like,
Led
give
me
us a rundown.
into it. Yeah. So I feel like, with any athlete, it's so easy to fall in love with going to the gym and weightlifting, strength training, whatever it may be, because you have such a mindset dedicated to, you know, yourself and your body. And that's literally exactly what it is in the gym as well. So I think during the pandemic was really when I started to go to the gym again, like right when gyms opened, but I had been going inconsistently throughout college. Like, I would go for fun. It was very therapeutic for me. I felt like when I was battling anxiety, depression, it was just my therapy session. 1 hour dedicated to me, like basically phone on do not disturb. That was good. And then when the pandemic hit, I was doing my at-home workouts, started to decided to start my fitness page, and I wanted to share my passion with other people. I was like, if I can do it, then you can do it too. And my goal was to, inspire at least one person each day to get up and move their body in some way or form. And in a way, it was like accountability for me as well. So I started that, and then I was doing my at-home workouts, recording at the home gym that I had set up. And then I started going back to the gym in October of 2020. And since then, been completely dedicated and devoted to getting stronger, feeling stronger, looking stronger, and just filling my mind with a lot of knowledge around fitness, health, and nutrition, all of that good stuff. So it's been about like 2-ish years of like being fully consistent and dedicated, I would say.
Yeah, you're definitely doing the damn thing. We will drop her at in the bio very soon. So you can follow her
Thank
on Instagram
you.
and kind of see what she's doing. But you did say that you did struggle with a little bit of depression and anxiety. So when did you start? Has this been like a lifelong thing? Was this affected during your athletic career? Like what did that look like for you, especially coming out of dance?
Yeah, great question. I mean, I do think I started developing symptoms like my freshman year of high school. Like that was a very rough transition phase for me. Like, you have my parents were going through a divorce. I was struggling with like my own identity. Dance was like, is this my passion? Because I was going to high school for dance.
Right.
And then now I'm kind of like forced to make this decision of, do I want to make dance my career, or do I want to actually, make a good amount of money and like, not struggle. So there was this like weird balance that I was dealing with. And I don't know, there was just a lot of like mental health issues, like my first and second year of high school that I really dealt with. Um, but I do kind of feel like dance had a lot to play with it because there's such a stigma around like if you choose dance as a career, you're not going to be satisfied. You're not going to make a lot of money going forward. And I had that pressure and it was my passion at the time, but it goes to show you how much changes throughout your lifetime because I'm really happy that I didn't really choose that route. So I hope that answered your question. I feel like like
No,
wiggled
it
around.
definitely did. What mental health issues, I guess, I know with dance, like did played a role? Like, did you go through any like body image issues? Did you go through any like
Yeah.
not feeling good enough pressure? I know you danced at High Point, so kind of like what did that look like?
Right. That's such a great question. So like through dance, you have such a skewed like image of yourself, and your teachers kind of like put this pressure on you, and you are constantly comparing, you're constantly questioning, am I good enough? Am I skinny enough? You're like not really taught how to take care of your body, take care of what you need personally, physically, and mentally. And it can be really detrimental to your mental health for that reason, because you're constantly comparing. I would have like teachers constantly ask us, are you guys dieting at all? Like, I know my friend is going vegan and doing vegetarian and this and that. And teachers would always be like, suck it in, you want to look super slim and skinny. And we would do a lot of these weird like diets. We wouldn't really snack, or we would binge eat like towards the end of practice. It would just be very unhealthy and not sustainable at all. And then, we would question why we wouldn't really perform so well sometimes, and we wouldn't actually look into the deeper issues of things. So not only was it just the nutrition aspect of things that like really, pushed us off our course sometimes, but it was the comparing, it was the constant, environment that we're all around where we just want to be skinny. We, don't really know how to take care of our bodies, and we're constantly looking at videos of people doing all these crazy things online, and we want to do them too. And it doesn't really matter how you're going to get there, but you have to perform really well, and that's like a big part of athletic training is, as long as you can perform really well and do the best you can, we don't really care what it takes to get there.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I definitely agree with that. So with that being said, I know when you were leaving dance after college, because I know you have like a full-time job now, you have your Instagram page. Did you like have any identity issues then, or were you kind of like, I'm so glad to be done, like I can focus on my mental health?
Oh my God, girl, I still deal with that like literally every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So when I decided that I wanted to do computer science, and go into the technology field, that was more of me and like my logical self being like, I need to, sustain the life that I want to have. I want to be able to pay my bills. I want to be able to be a girl boss and live this extravagant life. Um, but still have my passions. So I do feel like the gym and starting my fitness page has kind of led me into creating the life that I want to live, which has been a blessing and a beautiful thing. But yeah, I do deal with that almost every day. I'm like, should I quit my job? Should I, continue to live this 9 to 5 and online coaching life, or should I fully pursue the online coaching thing?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. We're all in our 20s still, so I think it's just kind of difficult trying
All of
to
us.
navigate exactly what it is that
Right.
we want to do. I don't think that we all have just one passion. I think there's multiple, and I think that if like it's on your heart, you should pursue it. So I think it's good that
Exactly.
you are like dipping your toe into everything. So definitely props to you for that.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, of
But
course.
yeah, it's, you know what? A lot of 20 somethings, I feel like we struggle with that because we are told that we need to, follow this like certain path, or, get a career and, retire when you're 50, start saving this and that. But you know what? There's a lot of like little divots and paths that we don't talk about, like pursuing, your fitness career, pursuing a crafting career, pursuing literally anything that you kind of are passionate about.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with that. So is there anything that you wish you would have done different while you were dancing to like protect your mental health more?
Yes,
Mhm.
definitely. I mean, I do wish that I was more knowledgeable about health and nutrition and just overall well-being. I mean, I do think if I had a therapist at the time, I would be a lot more like in tune with myself. I mean, you know, but it all trickles down back to yourself and, how well do you know yourself and what you need. And at that time, I didn't know anything. So I just wish I was more in tune with myself and what I personally needed.
Yeah. I don't think we ever, do you think we'll ever get to a point where we like know ourselves like the back of our hand because we are changing and evolving so much? That's like the $1 million question, I feel like.
The $1 million question, and just goes back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say that because I used to like journal really heavily,
Mm.
especially in college. It would be kind of like a good tracker for myself every single day. And um I do feel like that kind of helped me a little bit, was, journaling and focusing on one day at a time and not getting overwhelmed by like the big picture, since we are constantly changing, constantly evolving, our goals are always changing, you know, we get so overwhelmed by like that end goal
Mm.
that sometimes just taking like 5 minutes to do that can really ground you and get you back to like square one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I completely agree. Is there something that you feel like athletes need post career? Like if there's something that you wish you could have had when you were making that transition from dance to now, what was it that you feel like athletes like could need after they're done with their career?
I mean, I think everyone needs a therapist and a fitness and lifestyle coach. Like both of those things you need, because you need to take care of your mental health and your physical health. Those are like kind of course, you have your yearly doctor appointments, your physicals, whatever, but like those are two things that will really empower your mental health and, set you on a positive self healing journey,
Hmm.
like post athlete career, I think.
Yeah, I agree. So last thing, because you've given such great advice and tips. So going on that, if there was one piece of advice that you could give to those people or those girls who are dancing right now, and those who are done dancing and maybe struggling, what would it be? So kind of a two-part question. So those that are dancing and those that are like done dancing and kind of struggling.
Yes, great question. I would say your work and how you perform does not define your self-worth, because that was such a big part. And I think of a lot of athletes, they just get stuck in this like mindset of, I'm not performing well, so that means like I am not worth it. I am not good enough to be considered for this school, be considered for this role, but that doesn't define you. And I highly recommend even like trying to find something small, like as a hobby that you can use as a self-soothing activity. Like for me, it was crafting. I mean, now as an adult, I find myself playing with Lego sets, and I'm like, if the 18-year-old me saw that I'm playing with Lego sets, she would be dumbfounded. But I do think if I had something small like that when I was in high school, it would have helped me so much, just 15 or 20 minutes dedicated to myself, doing something that I truly admire as a small little hobby that doesn't define my self-worth. And then I touched upon this earlier, but I do think journaling is a great activity. It's just like, how you can focus on one small thing at a time that will help you get to the bigger goal, the bigger picture. And yeah, I think those things would be super helpful. And getting to the gym. If I actually had an hour dedicated to the gym, I truly feel like I would have been more in tune with myself and my body because I was not at that time. And that's what I needed.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I think there's different things for everybody. I think having these conversations are very important. Because as I've sat in this exact seat and heard like 6 or 7 athletes, well, more than that, I'm kind of, I think at 15 now, talk about their stories and just, no, not even 15, like 20, but doesn't matter how many. I've sat in the seat multiple times just listening
Many
to
times, yeah.
athletes talk about their stories and the things that they've gone through, and they've been different and they've been impactful every single time. So I think that just having these conversations more is exactly what we need so people can grasp from them. So
Right.
I'm just so glad that you were here today. Especially talking about dance, because I feel like it's a sport that's not talked about a lot, but there's an art behind it, especially with like the Christmas and Thanksgiving time, like the Macy's Day Parade, and people going to like see the Nutcracker or the
The Rockettes,
Rockhead.
yeah.
Exactly. So like I just feel like we don't really like emphasize, like these people start training literally like in the spring. Like so this is like their
Yes.
whole, like, you know, their whole life. So I don't think we really emphasize how important like dance is to art. And so I'm just really glad that we had a discussion today and that we kind of made an emphasis on this sport in particular, because I don't think it's talked about a
Thank
lot. So I thank
you.
you so much for being
Thank
here.
you so much. And to any athlete, we dedicate so much of our time and our lives to a sport or to, you know, performing, and we don't take enough time for ourselves. So I hope if there's one thing that, any dancer, any athlete gets from this is to set aside more time for yourself too. But thank you so much again, Nia. This
Oh my
was
gosh.
amazing.
Oh my gosh, of course. Okay.